Welcome back to GearCheckGames. This is episode 29 of our Let's Play commentary thingamabob of Pokémon Red.
We've been playing this game so long, Trey got amnesia.
Yeah, I did. What are we playing? We just got the 8th badge, so we have access to Victory Road.
Finally. And I know I commented on this earlier, but I really like the way this game handles Victory Road in the Pokemon League. Okay, I think I commented on this earlier, but the fact that, like, as soon as the second town, you can already, like, go to, like, the doorstep of the end game area and just kind of, like, get a little preview of what it's like.
Yeah.
And then as you collect badges throughout the game, you can break in, like, a little further each time.
Yeah.
It just does a good job of, like, building anticipation.
Yeah. And to me, like, I know there's a little bit of stuff you can access once you get, like, 4 or 5 in there. Like, there's, like, some Pokemon you can catch in there, and there's, like, some grass and some water.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, each guard will tell you kind of which one's next if you get lost.
Yeah. I love how these guys just refuse to face you if you walk past them.
Yeah.
So we've seen these guards a lot of times throughout the game, and every time I've wanted to comment on the fact that they look like a penguin.
Oh my god.
I see it.
He's right. More like a Cyclops penguin, though.
Oh my gosh, it does look like a Cyclops.
It's just like the flippers.
Yeah.
And
Either that or he's... Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, the more I see.
Yeah, the white part on his hat.
Oh, he's got little hands that you don't see on the, like, white background that he's always on.
Yeah.
That's so weird. King DDD is actually a Pokemon master. Little known fact.
Yeah, he tosses Waddle Dees and Waddle Doos and Gordos at people.
Instead of Pokeballs.
Yeah, remember when that was King DDD in Smash?
Am I doing it right, Escargoon?
Oh yeah, he does frequently deal in monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a pocket monster to clobber that there Kirby.
I feel like DDD would really, really enjoy Pokemon games, because he's kind of goofy, but he's like a giant child.
But could he play a Pokemon game with his giant, like, mitten hands?
Oh, that's true. Maybe he could play it on Super Game Boy.
Although DDD does have an advantage over most penguins in that he at least has opposable thumbs.
That's true.
He can at least grasp a hammer.
Yeah. They can open doors.
Yeah.
I wish when you got to the water section, instead of, like, using just, like, generic swimmer sprites, they just put the guards in the water.
Yeah. Just, like, standing on top
standing, half submerged in the water.
Oh my god.
Welcome
It's a miracle.
Welcome to Victory Road, where 5 steps in, we already have a wild battle.
Yep.
And Geodude is already just like, dude, get out of here.
Yeah, that's why
you don't want to be bothered with this.
Yeah,
He knows what we're in for.
Be gone, monster. You don't belong in this world.
I edit out 90% of the fights in here, and it's a lot. This was a very hard episode to edit.
Yeah, well, thank you, Trey. Did you ever use repels?
No. Okay, here's the thing. I wanted to fight a lot of them, so I wouldn't have to do as much grinding at the end of it. But I made more... Either way, it's going to be either work playing the game or work editing.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, see, there's another one. And when you have to do these rock-pushing puzzles, and you get a battle halfway through, you forget which direction you're going.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, am I going to mess this puzzle up if I do it wrong? But yeah, I left this guy in because it's like, oh, we're starting to fight really strong things that are wild now. Like, this is not an easy route to get through.
Uh-huh. And this isn't even getting into, like, Cerulean Cave. Oof.
Yeah, oh yeah. Aren't things in there like 50 or 60?
I remember him being, like, 60 plus, but that might be my childhood memories getting out of hand.
And I guess, like, Mewtwo's 70, so, like, it's quite the level curve once you get in there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's too bad we didn't show off Mewtwo, because I actually really think he's cool. Yeah, I know, right? Thinking Mewtwo's cool. What a novel opinion to have, but like...
Yeah.
And again, it's something we've brought up before, but I really prefer... Okay, something I think we've brought up before.
Yeah.
Because I can never remember, but I really prefer the idea of legendary Pokemon being like your reward for going deep into like a hidden side area.
Yeah.
Than legendary Pokemon just being like a tool for the villains to use.
Yeah.
To like take over. Because at that point, they're not interesting. They're just like a means. Yeah. Yeah, can we stop putting legendary Pokemon on the box covers, please? Like, I know they're...
I know we've talked about this one.
I know they're cool and marketable and all, but stop. Just stop. Oh, I see what they're doing here. You gotta make a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
I made the right choice. I need that, too. It will decrease my amount of grinding I have to do after this episode.
By 1 level. Oh my god! Is that the first time we've run into a wild Golbat?
I think so.
Oh my lord.
But at this point in the game, he is kind of scary, because, like, he's got a good kit.
Well, but, like, when he was, like, in shadow, like, coming onto the screen...
Yeah.
It was horrifying.
He is Batman. He is the knight. He is vengeance.
Can you imagine if that was the bat symbol?
Zoo Batman is a thing.
Batman would never show up for that symbol. He'd be too afraid. I mean, his fear of...
That's like if the Joker took over the Batcave.
Just a goofy bat...
Yeah, if he, like, defaced the bat signal.
Look how big Persian's toe is, like, on the left side.
Yeah.
It's massive!
Oh my...
It's like somebody just stepped on it in a cartoon.
That's his back foot, isn't it?
Yeah. He's beefy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be
It's like, oh my god, look at his toe.
Well, it looks like he's got a giant, like, swollen toe. I'm sorry.
It's supposed to be a perspective shot.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. The cool trainers are like the standard in here. Them and the tamers.
Yeah.
Those
Look
are
at all of Ninetale's tail toes.
Tail toes?
Oh my god, yeah. You know, it's not often that you see trainers switching out their Pokemon.
What happened to your Pokemon?
I don't know. I wonder if that's a frame rate thing.
We were too busy looking at Persian's toe that we didn't realize that Vaporeon's just gone.
This didn't happen in the playthrough. I don't know what happened.
Maybe...
Oh no, his duck's coming back.
Oh god.
tearing through the nether portals.
It's
yeah,
like
this
when...
is weird.
You remember when we all played Pokemon Emerald together in college?
Yeah.
And and we all fought like different Elite Four members, and I fought the champion. And prior to like starting that playthrough, we were originally going to have Ludicolo as our water type, but Dan wanted to use Melodic, God help him.
Of course.
And so we did, because Dan has just an infinite amount of patience.
Yeah.
But so we get to the champion in Emerald, and I'm doing fine against him, and all of a sudden he sends out his Ludicolo, and he just starts cleaning my clock. And it's like Ludicolo's revenge.
It's like Mokuzuma's revenge, but Ludicolo.
Yep.
He just crapped all over us.
Ludicolo does have that like Aztec vibe. It makes sense.
Think about it.
Can you imagine, like, when the Spanish conquistadors get over here, and the person running the Aztec Empire is just this like weird duck frog thing?
I was gonna say, if the first thing Cortez saw after he got off the boat was Ludicolo, I'm pretty sure he'd hop right back on that boat and get out of town.
Oh yeah, this guy, I think this is one of the few people that has the starter Pokemon. I think he has a middle version of each one. Like a Wartortle, Charmeleon, and
yeah, that was something they did more in the early generations, like having other trainers with starter Pokemon.
I like that.
And I don't understand why they stopped doing that, because, like, isn't that what you're supposed to start with? You know, starter Pokemon?
Like, that means other people are on the same journey you are.
Yeah, like the Pokemon professor, like there's nothing special about you. You just happen to live in that town. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just one of the benefits of like.
Maybe everyone gets different starter Pokemon.
Maybe. Oh god, I'd hate to be the kid who grows up in Viridian Forest.
There you go. Here's your Weedle. Thanks.
Go take on the Pokemon League. Go take on Lance.
Yep.
Makes me wonder if it's like every kid has the option of either catching one nearby or going to a professor, as long as you can get like a charter or a grant or something.
You gotta just wrangle it yourself.
Red's got that palate privilege.
It's like it's like the Safari Zone, except minus the fun pretense of it.
Well,
you're just going out and stuffing a giant caterpillar into a ball.
They kind of display that in the Detective Pikachu movie. Like they didn't do anything to battle that Cubone at the beginning of the movie. So like, you see his breaks out of the ball.
His problem, Trey, was that he tried to catch it with a plastic toy Pokeball. I'm like that movie. That movie has great visual effects, but that Pokeball looked terrible. And in my opinion, you might disagree. Like, it looked bad, and the sound effects didn't really sell it. Like, it sounded like a toy.
That was the only Pokeball they showed in the movie, wasn't it?
Probably why.
Well, yeah.
And it also on a personal note, it didn't make the sound from the anime when Pokemon come out. That sound just gives me life. So
yeah,
when they didn't use it in the movie, it was just like, come on, guys, you had one job.
It's like that crack, and then there's the beam sound.
Yeah.
Like satisfying sound.
Well, it's like this stock anime like poof sound effect, but with this big kind of like futuristic like whooshing. I don't know.
Yeah.
You all know what the Pokeball sounds like. It sounds like oh my gosh.
It's very iconic. Like there's nothing else like it.
Beautiful. And I love that Smash Bros uses that sound effect, but the actual official Pokemon games don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many iconic elements of the anime that just aren't in the games.
Well, I mean, the anime kind of influenced some of the stages, didn't it? Like, especially Pokemon Stadium in Brawl and going forward.
Well, I mean, I can't remember if Pokemon Snap or Smash Brothers came first, but Smash Brothers was one of the first instances of Pokemon like saying their names in a game. Because obviously on the Game Boy, like they just have the little like 8-bit sound effects.
Yeah.
But yeah. Heck, even in Pokemon Stadium, they're just like higher res versions of higher quality versions of the game sound effects. By the way, you got a glimpse of Moltres back there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how different the anime would be if it used like the original Pokemon cries?
It's like 8-bit sound effects.
It's like, you're my best friend, Pikachu. Like it's still pixelated and everything.
Dan, if you want to experience something that's at least close to that, play Pokemon Coliseum. Because unlike Stadium, where they actually like kind of like appropriately updated the sound effects to not sound like Game Boy sounds, in Coliseum and XD you just get like the unaltered sound effects. And it's like horribly jarring, because like I actually think those games have really cool sound design in them. Like all the effects for the attacks are just like gorgeous, both visually and auditorily. But like then you get to the actual Pokemon themselves, and they're still just like.
I feel like Gen 5 going forward, they started to like try to make them sound a little more, I don't know, like animals.
Well, it actually wasn't X and Y until they did anything to like the old Pokemon's sound effects.
Yeah. I remember in Gen 4, there was a lot of really badly recorded versions of Gen 1 and Gen 2 mods. Like they sounded compressed. Like if you listen to any Gen 1 mods and Gen 4, you're like, this sounds like shit.
Well, they're probably like, we gotta save space somehow. They already sound bad. Let's just make them sound worse. Nobody cares, right?
Well, I mean, the focus is on the new mods. And you get weird shit like if you ever hear Bidoof's cry or Cricketoon's cry, you're like, the fuck is this?
Cricketoon.
Yeah.
Good old Cricketoon.
I don't even want to like try to.
Probably the most infamous Pokemon cry of all time.
Yeah, well, that and Jinx or Mewtwo or whatever.
I don't know. Cricketoon is hard to top. like, you know what?
We should just make the thumbnail of this episode just like the sound wave of Cricketoon's cry.
No, just Trey, make the thumbnail Obi-Wan like from his introductory scene in Star Wars where he makes the noise to scare off the sand people. Because I was just thinking, Cricketoon's cry sounds like the sound he makes in the most recent special edition, where he's just like, woo!
Yeah. Someone should edit that scene to have Cricketoon's cry.
You know, back when George Lucas was like actively trying to ruin Star Wars.
Instead of passively.
I have to say, if people can find the demastered editions out there, that's good shit.
Yeah, the despecialized. I believe Harmy's still working on those. Nice. Even though they found those old prints of those movies, he's still doing the despecialized so that there's like a high quality, like low film grain version of those movies.
Yeah. To bring it back, I did eventually teach Tubbs Earthquake, and he just decimated 2 Kadabras in a row. So Tub is like, I'm imagining him just like flopping over to use Earthquake, and that entertains me to no end.
Did you guys ever see the anime short, the Pichu Brothers short before the 3rd movie?
Yes, but I don't remember like anything about it.
Well, because I remember there was like a Houndour that was like chasing the Pichu, and every time he would get like thwarted by this Snorlax that would just like roll over on top of him. And that part always used to unsettle me, because it's like, okay, he's got to get out of there, right? He's got to breathe.
Well, he's got big old horns on his head. Like
Snorlax weighs like half a ton.
Yeah.
It's just like this little dog. How's he supposed to survive that?
He's basically like a Doberman, right?
He doesn't. It's a new Houndour each time.
Yes. He's like Mario. There's just an army of him. Every time one of them dies, the next one like steps up to the plate.
So weird like thought from Dan. Whenever I played these Pokemon games, it's supposed to be like you're going on this Pokemon adventure, and then there's all these other trainers that are also on the adventure, and like you're just kind of meeting them along the way and battling and all that. But the fact that they're always just like in a specific spot and they never ever move, it always read to me as they're not like on the journey. They're part of the like they're all in on this like.
They're like part of the gauntlet.
They're all like creating this challenge for Pokemon trainers. It's like a haunted house thing where they're all like working as like monsters along the way or whatever. And then
they're all just like paid actors.
Yeah, and like, but like they used to be on the Pokemon adventure, and wherever you like stop determines where you like end up on the challenge.
Okay.
So like, so you get to the end and you beat the champion, and then you're now part of the machine as the new champion, like the new final boss.
The real world.
As further evidenced by the fact that Red becomes an NPC in the next game.
Yeah, the real world equivalent of this would be like when you earn your degree in college and you realize you can't get a job in your field, so you just go back and like get your teaching degree in whatever it was you studied.
Damn, you just got real.
Don't do this to me. This is
suddenly all conversation stops.
Right. We all got.
We're all just like
depressed.
having existential crises now.
Internally crying because we know.
Hey,
that's me.
Yeah.
Well, because none of us have gotten jobs yet in like the field that we want.
Have a job in the mornings.
In the mornings. Well, yeah,
in the
we just
morning.
fought. I'll bring it back. We just fought this guy. He's one of the like Five Guys burritos.
I'm sorry, Five Guys burritos?
Yeah, they sell burritos now. They're full of French.
Oh, God.
All right.
Did you say they're full of French fries?
Yes.
Oh my lord.
Ooh, French fry burrito.
Oh no, it's Marowak!
Yeah, that's why I left this guy in. Because it's like, oh, it's a wild Marowak. That's rare, and I am
Yeah, this is
immediately
what we
killed.
would have fought at the top of Pokemon Tower.
What do you mean?
If this was a lame, normal playthrough of Pokemon
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
That guy back there is one of the 5 guys that has a Mr. Mime. That's correctly named.
Yeah, I love how among all of these like Pokemon tamers and cool trainers, there's just like this clown. Like, I'm here to make you laugh.
Okay,
See, he's part of the machine.
Yeah.
He's the comic relief to like give you a little break.
I appreciate your theory about the AR game of the Pokemon Journey, and I feel like that is entirely true until you get to Victory Road. And to me, everyone in Victory Road is someone like you.
Well, except
Like
for the
this-
juggler.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I think
the juggler's part of the machine.
you raise a good point, Trey. I was going to comment on that earlier. I do like that the, even though they do still feel like video game obstacles, like Dan was saying, like I at least appreciate that they considered the trainer classes of people who appear in Victory Road to
Yeah.
make it like other like up and coming trainers like you who don't just use like the same type of Pokemon. Like they actually have kind of plausible teams that like a person might have.
Yeah, they have variety.
Yeah.
Well, see, that still just works into my theory, though, because because the vibe I got was that the people on Victory Road are all just like trainers that failed to defeat the Elite Four, so now they're just like in Victory Road telling new trainers that come by like, "Oh, you think you're gonna beat the Elite Four? Ha, good luck." They're
Well,
like, it's
what
the
if they're-
final challenge to get to the end.
What if they too, they're on the same quest, and you're all just bunched up in this like bottleneck, doing the same grinding.
They're all grinding.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
just like they're doing the same thing as you, just killing gravelers again and again until you're
Yeah,
strong enough.
that's my theory. And
What
you
if
just-
instead of like knocking you out and taking your money when they beat you, if they beat you, then they are freed from their from their personal hell, and they take your spot as the active trainer
Yeah, they should have
and
called
try
it.
to beat the game.
They should have called it Purgatory Road. Jesus.
it's like Afro Samurai. There can only be one that can challenge the Elite Four.
Hey, it's not a true video game fan theory. It's not a true fan theory until you make a purgatory connection.
Yeah. Red is actually dead in Pokemon Red.
Oh god.
Replace the R with a D. He's dead.
Dread.
Dan, for a second, my brain wasn't working, and I misheard that as replace the D with an R, so his name is Rare.
Rare.
Oh boy, we leveled Zapdos up once and it got Thunder.
Yeah. He's now broken, everybody.
Game
Everyone
over,
can-
man. Okay, in Gen
get
1
really
was
lucky.
Thunder still 70% accurate in Gen 1?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I get incredibly lucky against Lorelei later. Like, I should not have won that fight.
Because we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have Rain Dance to rely on in Gen 1.
I know.
Which always seems to be how I beat Red in Gold and Silver, because
Yeah.
I always end up facing his Blastoise last, and I always take an Ampharos with me, like any good God-fearing Pokemon player
Yeah.
in Gen 2.
Unless you get Magna.
For some reason, like I try not to grind too much before I fight him, because I feel like that's part of the challenge, is like outplaying him instead of like just overpowering him. But for some, I can never kill him with one attack. But for some reason, he always goes for Rain Dance, which does nothing but make my Thunder 100% accurate.
So you can just immediately one-shot him.
Yeah, he's just like signing his own death warrant, basically.
So I just did something against this guy. that Dan mentioned a long time ago in the playthrough. But Gen 1 had this weird thing where Leech Seed and Toxic work together. So if you use Toxic, it does that like increasing damage each turn to the opponent. It's like a special type of poison.
They like both use the same damage table or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So does Leech Seed get better too?
It gets better. It absorbs more.
Oh my god.
It's so good. And it's only in Gen 1. I love it.
This Gen 1 is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh my god.
And that's why I put those two moves on him. Because it saved my buns several times.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because right now he's out of Mega Drains. And I gotta fight like a bunch of Gravelers and Onyxes and shit, so.
And we are not backtracking out of this entire cave.
We're not. I refuse to.
Yeah, there's no turning back now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's another get-rich-quick scheme. Explosion.
You mean selling it?
Yeah. I think I sell it. Yeah, that or I just store it in the PC. Like everything
Gen
else.
1, I guess you... Well, okay, I guess you can do it in later games, but Gen 1 is the only generation where I find myself actively selling TMs to make inventory space.
Oh yeah, you pretty much
like,
have to.
If it's, you're not gonna, like, hang on to them, because this, nobody plays these games competitively anymore, really.
Yeah.
And, like, so there's no point in trying to, like, build up a team. And, like, most of them suck anyway, so it's just like, why clutter up your inventory? Or even, why clutter up your PC?
Yeah, because the PC has limited space, too. I think it's like 40 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like, the PC should just have, like, unlimited, or like 256 or whatever. But I guess...
That's reminded me of when I played Mother 1, and it's like, you only have 10 inventory slots.
Yeah, I wonder if Mother 3 did anything to fix that, because Earthbound and the original Mother are both, like, notorious for how lacking the inventory space is in those games.
Yeah.
I remember playing, like, Mother 1, and then I'd get a new character, and the appropriate response should be, oh my god, a new party member to, like, fight with me, and, like, their story and all that. My response was, oh my god, 10 more inventory spaces.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of my few things I say bad about Earthbound is inventory management is BS in that game.
Like, I get it. I think inventory management can be, like, a good mechanic in some games, but when it's, like, this limited in a game that's not really about inventory management, it just kind of, like, detracts from the enjoyment.
Yeah.
I feel like it is really not fun when when a lot of the items you pick up are things that are like, there's only one of these and you don't know if you'll want to use it later.
Yeah.
Like for TMs, like you don't really know for sure what kind of Pokemon you'll end up with on a first playthrough, so you don't really know what kind of TMs you'll want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like...
Speaking of one-offs, here's Moltres.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
I fight it. I don't think I get as lucky with Moltres. I think I just go straight for the Master Ball.
Yeah, we didn't even bother with Articuno, did we?
No, that puzzle, that dungeon is just kind of dumb.
Well, and your reward is the privilege of fighting the most annoying legendary Pokemon in this game.
Uh-huh. The one that can freeze you.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get rid of freeze unless you have a full heal or a what is it, like a fire move?
Master Ball. We might as well if we're not going to Mewtwo.
Yeah, we're not going for Mewtwo this go around.
We're just gonna replace Arcanine.
He's
Whatevs.
been replaced.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a MF dragon, man.
Oh yeah.
Moltres, known as Phlegm.
I don't know, Trey. He seems like he's got a ways to go before he's the MF dragon.
He's a little... I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna level with you. I do about an hour grinding session after this episode.
Oh, no!
But it's not in the playthrough, so you guys don't have to see it.
Oh.
You think I was gonna make you suffer through that?
Why am I pretending to be relieved? You told us this before.
Yeah, you were until you realized, wait a second, I should probably cut this episode.
Yeah. There
like
was
this whole episode.
episodes. Was.
He finally learned, guys.
Yeah. I'm no longer stupid.
Well,
I can take off my stupid dunce cap.
I didn't say that, Trey.
I mean, I'm saying it about myself.
Trey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
The pain is inside me.
The pain?
Yeah. Hey, why didn't we pick up a Beedrill anyway?
Because Beedrill's garbage.
He gets pin missile.
Talk about a waste of a good design. My god.
And then they turned him into a jet plane with his Megaforce.
It still annoys me to this day that they'll just make Pokemon that, like, aren't good.
Yeah.
Like...
Looks over at Stunkfish. Look at you, strange beast.
It's like, why not make him good? Like, you know, that's a good design. Like, somebody might enjoy this Pokemon just based on its aesthetics.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be, like, solely limited to using ones that are... I mean, and I know technically you aren't, but it's like... I don't feel like the difficulty of the game should be dictated by, like, your personal preferences of, like, what Pokemon you like.
Yeah, you're starting to sound like our friend, Nick.
Well, no, he wouldn't say that. He would just say, like, you have to enjoy all Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Or not that.
It's like Agatha
Yeah,
says.
that's not entirely accurate.
Yeah, that I think his stance is that you...
Well, as I understand it,
his stance is that you shouldn't care about the stats. You should just pick whichever ones you like the design of the most or whatever.
Well, like, I agree. Like, you shouldn't have to think about the stats for, like, a casual playthrough. And I guess you really don't, but, like...
You shouldn't have to, but, like...
It sure makes the game more enjoyable if you'd, like, you know, have a plan.
So I messed this puzzle up and backtracked on accident. So I have to do it again.
So do they only stay, the rocks only stay in place if you move them onto the switch?
If you move them onto a switch, or if you push them down a hole.
Okay.
Which I did before I fought Moltres. I was like, I gotta get him. I gotta get the bird too.
Trey, I don't think I've ever listened to... I've listened to this song more times during this playthrough than I have in, like, the 10 years I've had this album.
You're welcome. It's a good song. It's silly. That's why I like it.
I don't know.
It's got a slide whistle.
It's like, I could be listening to, like, I Got a Victory Badge, or Meeting and Parting, or any of the Fantastic Endgame remixes, or I could be listening to, like, crappy slap bass song.
Hey, don't you diss slap bass. That is an art form.
No, I love me some slap bass, but it's not even, like, real instrument. It's, quote, Joe, 2019, it's not even real instrument. So here we are, we finally made it.
Yeah, we're at the Indigo Plateau.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta talk to some people to pump me up. There's some people in here I gotta talk to that'll give me some pointers.
Rule number 1, don't lose.
Don't die.
Oh wow, are you going right in?
Oh no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I got a couple errands I gotta run before.
See, in later games, isn't there like a guy guarding the entrance and you have to like talk to him before you yeah, okay.
And then in Gen 2 there's like a dude with an Abra that says, "Hey, you wanna go back and grind? Go back to your hometown? I'll teleport you there, kid."
Yeah. I think he's before Victory Road though, but you know. One day we'll get to Gen 2.
Yeah. That'll be a glorious playthrough. I'm so ready for a Gen 2 playthrough.
Uh-huh. It's the good one.
It is. Well,
okay, most of them are good. But
next time,
it's the goodest one.
The goodliest.
I mean, I won't get into favorites, but Gen 5 exists.
Gen 5's up there. It's another of the goodliest ones.
Yeah. We will find out who is the champion next time.
Like Gen 1, it's the poopliest one.
Come on, Dan. It's not that poopliest.
It's just a little poopliest.
Yeah.
Poopliest. Okay.
It's end part. See you next time for the finale. Goodbye.
Yeah.